I recently attended the launch event for Hyundai's all-new 2024 Santa Fe. It's quite a departure from the last gen, as square as the outgoing model was rounded. I'm a huge design guy, and Hyundai has been pushing the styling envelope for years. Its philosophy is each vehicle should get unique design and styling to meet its purpose and function. There's less of an overall theme across all of its vehicles, no small, medium, and large sameness. Some see Land Rover Defender in the shape. In person, I think the appearance is more Ford Flex. I'm privileged enough to attend these events, which, in full disclosure, was sponsored by Hyundai. Since you can't be here, this video about the design process is the next best thing. Kang, head of Hyundai's North American Design Center, offers up insight on the process and why it was engineered the way it is.
And what's really cool about the Santa Fe is that it really signifies a new departure as a brand. And what that means is we are more than ever a customer-centric brand. Just identifying what are the needs of the customer and creating a product to cater towards those needs. And what was kind of interesting was when we started the design of this car, it was during the COVID times when we were all locked away. I was locked away in my home with my kids and working away in the house. And we had to project to the future after the COVID times, which is funny because it's right now. This is the time. We had to see the future into what's going to happen to the world when we get to this point. How are people going to react? And basically the data suggested that everybody is going to want to get out because of the feeling of just stuck being at home. Let's go outdoors. Let's enjoy the outdoor adventure as much as possible. And what's cool is our first generation Santa Fe, which you see on the screen right here, launched in 2000, had this character of this ruggedness, this bold outdoorsy character to it. And we wanted to bring some of that DNA into the car, but bringing it into the ordinary city life, dropping off your kids or commuting to work, all of those creature comforts, how would that combine with the capability of being able to drive outdoors? And vice versa. If you're driving in the city life and you wanted to, by impulse, go outdoors, how do you do that in a quick manner? And how do you blur the boundaries between the two lifestyles? Really blurring the boundaries and creating this duality of the vehicle itself. And interestingly, we have made cars in the past that did this. One is Terracon, and one is called the Galloper, which were launched in the Korean market. And these cars actually did really well to blend the two boundaries together. So we wanted to take that into the next level and create a very modernized version of it by starting the design from the back of the car. This is what makes it very unique. Typically, you start from the outside, you make the front really beautiful and work your way towards the back. But what we said was, hey, look, with the tailgating culture in America and COVID being over, when you go outdoors, you want to pop the liftgate and enjoy camping, let the breeze in from the outdoor, and have almost like a terrace-like space. I wish we could open the windows when the weather gets nice here, because it's kind of like this space when you can see the outdoors from here, enjoy the nature, and use the inside of the car as your sheltered space. So this sketch beautifully illustrates what that means. And you can see here the numbers don't lie. So we stretched the width and the height of the tailgate as much as possible to bring you the widest tailgate that we have ever made in the history of Hyundai. And with the second and third row seats flat, they actually go completely flat to a seamless state like a tatami floor. You are able to create this really beautiful space to enjoy with your loved ones, especially when you're outdoors and camping. And let's take a look at how we design the front of the interior of the car as well. And I remember I wanted to show you guys this image because one designer came up to me during the design process and she said, hey, Kevin, look, when you're going camping, it's just not a simple journey. You start from your home, but there are all these stops in between as you get to the campsite. You might even stop at a nail polish shop or a Starbucks or a school or a market. And what happens is you pick up all this junk with you, right? You pick up all these things. Where do they all go? And of course, when you have babies, you'll realize you have all this trash that gets generated, wonderful diapers, where do they go, right? And typically it ends up on the floor of the car, but we wanted to really pay attention to the module management and how you can actually fit all these things so they're not ratting around and they're not just like being thrown out as you're driving to enjoy your outdoor adventure. So this is actually a really awesome picture that I wanted to share with you. I'm really proud to share this with you. This is an internal study that we did during the design process of our car. And what you're seeing here is fifth scale models of our interior of the vehicle. And we actually created fifth scale modules of stuff that goes in the car, like Starbucks cups, Trader Joe's shopping bags, and you can even see a guy hanging out the back. But what we did here is we wanted to optimize the space and come up with the shape to fit all these things in the most efficient manner. And what we came to conclude was the box shape was the answer. If you create a geometric, boxy looking shape, you can fit the most amount of stuff. It gives you the most amount of space. There's a reason why Amazon Prime boxes are shaped like a box, so you can fit the most amount of stuff in there. But at the same time, in the cabin space, it gives you the maximum amount of creature comfort as well. It gives you the most amount of space. So what we wanted to create was the best looking box ever. So as you can see here, this is some of the refinement sketches that I'm also excited to share with you guys. Some of our designers really working hard to create that beautiful box shape. And what you're seeing here also is you're given a bonus real estate in the boxy shape. And for example, we have a storage unit on the passenger side that opens. And also interestingly, because this was designed during COVID, we're like, hey, what if we can sanitize things inside there? And these are some of the things that we learned as we progressed through the design, is that it's not only during COVID times, we still use sanitizers. We still want to disinfect our phones when some stranger just goes all over your smartphone, right? So you can actually lock it up in that box, push a button, and it'll sanitize your phone, and you'll be worry-free. And this is the final design of our interior that you're seeing here. And also something that we wanted to give to everybody is this unique signature line in the interior. And this is what we call the H signature. And when it's dark at night, you light up the car, you're gonna see this bold H graphic. And it's important for me to mention this to you because this identity also is carried out through the exterior design of the car to create that unique Hyundai-ness of the car. I always tell our designers, we gotta create something that when you look at something and you look away, what do you remember? So we wanted to create that memorable, iconic signature inside the vehicle. And also, you're adorned with wonderful features like the dual wireless chargers, and there's a massive storage underneath. Thankfully, by moving the shifter away from the console, now, thank God, we have the shifter away from the console, and now it's next to the steering wheel. So you have all that space for you in the center console for you to put a lot of things in there. And at the back of the console, I'd like you to actually check it out when you go out there, there is a drawer at the back of the console which you can use as a storage, kind of going back to our story of investigating how you can fit the most amount of stuff in the interior. And also some shots of the interior beautifully lit up at night. And also, I want you to make sure that, we want to make sure that your behinds are comfortable when you're sitting in the car. So we pay extra attention to designing the most optimal seatback shape to give you that lumbar support. And let's jump out of the interior and go to the exterior. And I wanted to share with you some of these sketches. Actually, this is the most fun stage of any design project, is when designers are just having fun, just sketching away. And we love this so much that we actually decided to print some of these in the back for you as a backdrop. But basically the brief was the same as the interior. Let's create that boxy shape and just go to town, just have fun with it. And these are some of the very early days of a sketching process where the designers were trying to capture the identity of the vehicle. What is the nature of the beast? And we started to kind of narrow down to the direction that we were very happy with, which is some of the sketches you're seeing on the screen right here, and what resulted in the final design of the car too. And so as you see the side profile of the car, it is stretched. The wheelbase is very long. The front overhang is shortened by 30 millimeters, giving you that dynamic stance. And the roofline is stretched too. And also there's a very cool feature in the C-pillar. There's a little kind of a push button looking thing where if you depress it, it becomes like a ladder. So you can actually climb up to the roof rack to access your camping gear and such, which is really cool. And towards the front, you have chiseled fenders, just really blocky, but giving you that wide stance. And the grille is adorned with these intricate details. So we call it the second and third level detail, where you can just get yourself lost just looking at the details of the grille design too. And the H graphic is continued to the front as well. So when it's lit up at night, you have this unique headlight signature. There's no mistaking that this is a Hyundai Santa Fe from looking at it from far away.
There you go. I found the Santa Fe to be an excellent vehicle, and if you need something with 3 rows, I highly suggest checking out my review video. The box is indeed a very efficient space. This thing almost feels larger on the inside than the outside. Hope you got something out of this design session. Chances are you'll look at the Santa Fe with a different and more educated eye. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I think it deserves to have 1 million subs, but I'm biased. Click notifications, and if you have a question, leave it in the comments. I'll try to get to it. Thanks for watching. I'm Tom Voelk.